We're up on Tumamoc Hill celebrating a brand new road. So the road that existed previous to this new iteration was about, oh man, at least over 30 years old. And if anyone who has walked Tumamoc in the last several years, they know it was time for a bit of an update. And so we've got the last 2 weeks we've been closed, and just like the rest of the Tucson community, the research staff that's based here at the lab buildings has been off the hill as well. And so we're just thrilled to be back and not have to worry about potholes and tripping as much.
How neat is it to see the public enjoy the road, especially our avid hiking community?
Yeah, I mean it's wonderful to see people back out here this gorgeous spring day after the recent rains. We came back up and had 1.11 inches of rain in this most recent storms, and just getting out and getting healthy and enjoying the beautiful desert.
Now, Ben, with regards to the road, I mean, how neat is it, as we were talking off camera before, this meant so much to have the road, because we have a community that cares about, getting out there, enjoying
Right.
some sun, some air, some exercise, right?
You know, I think one of the great things about this project is also kind of the essence of Tumamoc itself. It was really a community effort. It was a partnership. It was a partnership between the University of Arizona that put forward more than half of the $200,000 cost of redoing the road, and really showing the investment, the commitment of the university to this site. But then it's also from large philanthropic donations as well as all of us. So we started a crowdfunding campaign and have had over 260 individual donors now at this point, and we're 98% of the way there for the funding. And I think this is a reflection of the kind of the general care and connection between people and this space, and really kind of connecting to kind of this living laboratory idea behind the University of Arizona.
Cool. And how priceless is it when you see like people just enjoying it, smiles on their faces as they come through here?
Oh man, I mean, you just, as you kind of go up and down Tumamoc, you see everybody. It's the most beautiful representation of our community. I'd say it's kind of every facet of our community. A lot of people in town for the gem show right now. I'm seeing some people kind of carrying guitars up, or people from all over the world, really. Kind of, what an amazing place to be able to come up, walk to the top of the hill, and just get a vantage point and get a sense of where you are geographically in this part of the world.
Now, Ben, on another note, you guys, University of Arizona, you guys have been up here for quite some time, right? What do you guys do up here, and how long have you guys been up here?
Yeah, so I mean, like I mentioned, this is a living laboratory. So the desert laboratory on Tumamoc Hills is the whole 860 acres of the reserve, and we work with Pima County. And what we do is we study the desert. So these buildings were actually built in 1903 and established by the Carnegie Institution as kind of the first center to really ask questions and understand, like, how do plants and animals adapt and live in a harsh, arid environment. And that question that founded this laboratory is what we still focus on today, and in many ways has perhaps even as much, if not more, meaning today, given the rapid changes of climate and the extreme variations that we're seeing. And we have this unbelievable baseline of data. We've been studying very closely. All the saguaros on the property are individually labeled and mapped and quantified that we've been studying for 115 years now. We have different pieces of land that we have every single vegetation crown height mapped, and we continue to track that every 5 or 10 years. There's dozens of studies going on just right now, and so each of that piles into kind of our understanding of how the desert changes through time.
And this is data that affects people's lives because it's living data that has applications here.
You know, I think it connects to kind of our lives, our sense of place, and our economy. I mean, you just think about the saguaro. It's kind of the icon of Tucson and the desert in general. And we have the world's best studied saguaro population here. So we're looking at changes to what's happening to the desert in the future. It's data here that's going to be able to provide insights into that.
And Ben, as we were talking about before, is it just nice to be able to let people know, what goes on in the buildings here, as many people hike up here every single day, and just to kind of demystify that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's kind of, we have about 1,000 people that walk the hill every day, and a lot of them are still probably unclear about what the purpose of the buildings are. Why are people driving up the hill? Shouldn't they be walking as we are? And this is, again, a living laboratory. We do research here. We have an arts program. We have a new project called Cuéntame Más, or Tales from Tumamoc. We have a mobile recording studio that we just brought up here that we're going to, it's like StoryCorps for Tumamoc, so understanding the connection between people and place. So this is a thriving laboratory in the middle of the city, in the middle of beautiful ecological preserve on the edge of the heart of downtown Tucson.
Cool. Ben, just to close out, what do we have going on Saturday?
So we're going to kind of officially commemorate the opening of the new road with a ribbon cutting ceremony at 10 a.m. Saturday morning. We're going to have Regina Romero here, Joaquin Ruiz, the Dean of the College of Science, and folks from Visit Tucson. And just going to be a nice way to kind of mark this moment in time and then just how much we love Tumamoc Hill.
Ben, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I mean, just look forward to seeing you all back here on the hill and enjoying this beautiful spring.
Cool. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys.